I stand here today not as someone who has never known sorrow, but as someone who has faced it, stared it down, and come through the other side with wisdom in hand. And now I tell you, life will test you. It will break you, bend you, and sometimes even try to bury you. But my dear, understand this, nothing can keep you down unless you let it. The seed that is planted deep within your soul, that resilient spirit that lives within you, is unbreakable. And it is in your rising again and again that you will find your greatest strength. You may be told by this world that you are not enough, that you are too much, or that you do not belong. But let me tell you something, you belong here. You are enough, right here, right now. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone but yourself. Your worth, my dear, is in your being, in your heart, in the very breath you take. And when you begin to realize that, when you truly embrace who you are, no one can take that power from you. Now it takes courage. Oh yes, it takes courage to stand up in a world that may try to tell you to sit down. But courage, my friends, is not the absence of fear. No, it is the ability to act even in the face of it. It is knowing that your fear does not define you, but your actions do. Be bold, be brave, and above all, be true to yourself. And when you find your voice, and you will do not whisper, do not let anyone make you feel small. Speak even when your voice shakes. Speak your truth, speak your heart, and know that your voice matters. For in your speaking, you allow others to find their voice too. There will be times when life will ask you to forgive. And it is a hard thing, forgiveness. It is not easy to let go of the hurt, the pain that others have caused you. But do not let bitterness take root in your soul, for it will only weigh you down. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Yet remember, do not forget the lessons that came from your trials. Every wound, every scar has taught you something. Hold on to that wisdom, for it is priceless. Let me tell you something that will carry you through the darkest nights. You have the power to be a light. Even when the world feels heavy, even when life is hard, you can choose to be kind, to be compassionate, to be a beacon of hope. Your light may be the only light someone sees. Shine it brightly. And as you walk through this life, let your integrity be your guide. Let your actions align with your words, and let your words be born of truth. Be someone who can be trusted, someone whose presence brings peace. There is nothing more beautiful than a person whose heart and soul are in harmony. Learn, my dear, from every soul you encounter. No one is beneath you. No one is too small to teach you something. Humility is not about making yourself smaller. It is about understanding that there is always more to know, always more to grow. And if there is one thing you carry with you from this moment forward, let it be this: love is the greatest force in this world. It is stronger than hate, stronger than fear, stronger than anything that might try to tear you down. Love liberates. It does not bind. It frees you to be who you are meant to be, and it frees others to do the same. So love with an open heart, with hands wide and arms stretched toward the heavens. Let love guide you always. Finally, my friends, do not rush through life looking for the destination. The beauty is in the journey. The missteps, the triumphs, the moments of quiet reflection, all of these make you who you are. Celebrate your journey, every step of it. For in each step, you are becoming more of who you are meant to be. You are becoming ... you. Life will present you with challenges that may feel insurmountable. There will be moments when the weight of the world seems to rest squarely on your shoulders, when you feel as though you're walking through fire with no end in sight. But understand this: the fire is not meant to consume you. It is there to refine you, to burn away the doubts and fears that try to hold you back. You may stumble, you may fall, but each time you do, remember that rising again is your birthright. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It is about embracing the storms when they come, knowing that they too shall pass. It is about finding the strength within yourself to keep going, even when the path ahead is unclear. When life knocks you down, and it will again and again, it is your spirit, your will to rise, that defines you. Each time you get back up, you prove to yourself and the world that no setback, no sorrow, no challenge can keep you from your purpose. There is beauty and resilience in the ability to endure, to grow, to thrive despite adversity. It is in the cracks of our brokenness that the light gets in. It is in the moments when we feel most fragile that we discover just how strong we really are. Resilience is not a trait we are born with. It is something we cultivate through experience, through every trial and tribulation we face. It is the quiet determination to keep moving forward, no matter how many times life tries to pull us back. You must learn to trust yourself, to believe in your own ability to overcome. For you are stronger than you know, and every hardship you face is not an end, but a beginning. It is a chance to rise higher, to grow deeper, to become the person you were always meant to be. Life may bend you, but it will not break you, not if you refuse to let it. There is a deep truth that often gets lost in the noise of the world. You are worthy just as you are. Too often we are taught to measure our worth by the things we achieve, the roles we play, or how others perceive us. We chase approval, recognition, and validation, believing that somehow these external things can make us feel whole. But the truth is, your worth is not something that can be given or taken away. It is not tied to what you do, what you own, or how others see you. Your worth is intrinsic. It lives within you, untouched by the changing winds of circumstance. From the moment you were born, you carried within you the essence of who you are: beautiful, valuable, and irreplaceable. There is no one else in this world like you, and there never will be. That uniqueness is your power. The gifts you bring, the love you give, the presence you offer, all of these are part of your inherent value. You don't need to be more than who you already are to deserve love, respect, and belonging. You don't need to change yourself to fit someone else's idea of perfection. You, in all your complexity and fullness, are enough. Yet the world will try to tell you otherwise. It will bombard you with messages that you need to be thinner, smarter, richer, more successful, or more likable to be worthy. But do not let these lies take root in your soul. Do not let society's narrow definitions of beauty, success, or happiness make you doubt your own value. You are already complete. You have always been. The journey is not about becoming worthy. It is about realizing that you always were. The moment you embrace your own worth, everything changes. You stop seeking approval from those who do not see your value. You stop comparing yourself to others, understanding that your path is yours alone. You start living from a place of abundance, knowing that you already have everything you need within you, and in that space you find peace, confidence, and the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. You are not here to play small. You are not here to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Stand tall in the fullness of who you are. Celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your flaws, and remember that both are part of your beauty. No one else can walk your path. No one else can live your life. And no one else can define your worth but you. Your worth is not negotiable, not something to be earned or proven. It is yours always, simply because you exist. Trust in that. Believe in that. Let it guide you through the storms and carry you in the sunshine. You are worthy just as you are. Courage is at the heart of everything meaningful in life. It's not just the loud acts of heroism that we often associate with bravery. It's the quiet, persistent determination to live authentically, even when it feels risky. Courage is what allows you to be yourself in a world that often pressures you to conform, to blend in, or to hide the parts of you that don't fit neatly into its expectations. It is the foundation of living a life true to who you are, not who others think you should be. To live with courage means to step into the unknown, to embrace vulnerability, and to take risks, even when the outcome is uncertain. It is standing firm in your beliefs, even when others try to sway you. It is speaking up for yourself and for others, even when your voice shakes. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid, it means you act despite the fear. Fear will always be a part of life, but courage allows you to move forward, to grow, and to reach for what you desire, even when doubt tries to hold you back. It takes courage to pursue your dreams, to step into spaces where you might fail, where you might not know what will happen next. But if you wait for the fear to disappear before you take that step, you might wait a lifetime. Courage asks you to trust yourself enough to take the leap, even when you can't see the whole path. It is in the act of moving forward that you begin to build the bridge beneath your feet. Courage is also essential in relationships, whether with family, friends, or loved ones. It takes bravery to show your true self to someone else, to allow them to see your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, your flaws. It's easy to wear a mask, to put up walls and pretend to be something you're not in order to protect yourself from rejection or judgment. But true connection requires courage. It asks you to be open to risk being hurt in order to experience love, trust, and deep bonds. In every moment where you choose to live authentically, to walk your own path, and to speak your truth, you are practicing courage. It is the quiet force behind every decision to live a life that honors who you truly are. And this kind of courage doesn't always feel grand. Sometimes it feels like a small, trembling voice inside saying, "Keep going," but it is there, steady and strong, guiding you forward. Courage allows you to claim your space in the world, to demand your right to be here as you are. It gives you the strength to challenge systems and structures that are unjust, to fight for yourself and for others when it would be easier to stay silent. It is the voice inside you that knows your worth, that knows you deserve to live fully and freely, even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. At its core, courage is about choosing to show up day after day as yourself, flawed, imperfect, but real. It's about understanding that fear will come, but knowing that it doesn't have to control you. With courage, you give yourself permission to fail, to make mistakes, and to learn. You give yourself the freedom to grow into the person you are becoming. And that is the most powerful act of all. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you possess. It carries the weight of your experiences, your emotions, your truth, and your identity. Yet too often, the world tries to quiet that voice. Whether through systems of oppression, societal expectations, or even the doubts you carry within yourself, there are forces that will tell you to stay silent. But your voice matters more than you know. It is your way of claiming space, of declaring that you are here and that you will not be overlooked, dismissed, or ignored. Speaking your truth is not always easy. There will be moments when fear will grip you, when the stakes feel too high, and when the words seem stuck in your throat. You might wonder if anyone will listen, or worse, if anyone will care. But understand this, your voice is not just for others, it is for you. Speaking your truth is an act of self-respect, a declaration of your worth. It affirms that your thoughts, feelings, and experiences are valid, even if the world doesn't always reflect that back to you. There will be times when your voice feels small, when it trembles in the face of opposition. But even then, it is powerful. Even when your words are quiet, they hold the potential to inspire change, to break through barriers, to challenge the status quo. Your voice, no matter how soft or loud, has the capacity to move mountains if you allow it to be heard. It is not the volume of your voice that matters, but the authenticity of your message. You must also understand that silence, too, has a voice. When you choose not to speak, when you hold back your truth, it says something. It may communicate fear, doubt, or resignation. But when you choose to speak, to use your voice, you reclaim power. You declare that you are not just a spectator in your own life, but an active participant. Speaking up, even when it's difficult, allows you to live fully and honestly. It frees you from the weight of pretending, from the burden of living a life that isn't true to who you are. Using your voice is not just about advocating for yourself, it is about standing up for others as well. There will be moments when your voice is needed to defend those who cannot speak for themselves. There will be times when the world needs your voice to challenge injustice, to uplift the oppressed, to call for change. In those moments, do not doubt the power of your words. You may not see the immediate impact, but every word you speak in truth echoes, reverberating far beyond what you can imagine. It is also important to listen to your own voice, to honor the internal dialogue that guides you. Often the world will try to drown out your inner voice with noise, other people's opinions, expectations, and judgments. But your voice is your compass. It knows what you need, what you believe, and where you want to go. Trust it. When the path seems uncertain, listen to that quiet voice within. It will guide you toward what is right for you. There will be people who try to diminish your voice, who dismiss your words or try to speak over you. Do not let them. You have the right to be heard. You have the right to take up space in this world, to share your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams. And when you use your voice, you give others permission to do the same. You create a ripple effect, encouraging those around you to speak their truth, to share their stories, and to stand in their power. Your voice is a gift. It carries your essence, your history, your future. It holds the potential to inspire, to connect, to transform. So use it. Speak with conviction, with passion, and with authenticity. Let the world hear you. And in doing so, let yourself be seen. You have something to say, and it matters. Your voice matters. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful yet challenging acts of the human spirit. It's often misunderstood as a sign of weakness or surrender, but in truth, forgiveness is a profound expression of strength. It is not about condoning wrongdoings or forgetting the pain you've endured, rather. It is about releasing the hold that anger, resentment, and bitterness have over your heart. When you forgive, you choose to free yourself from the chains of past hurt. It is a gift you give yourself, one that allows you to move forward without the weight of what has been done to you pulling you back. Forgiving doesn't mean that the pain disappears or that the hurt didn't happen. It doesn't erase the memory or diminish the lessons you learned from it. Forgiveness is not about pretending that everything is fine. It's about acknowledging the harm, understanding the depth of the wound, and still choosing to let go of the desire for revenge or retribution. Holding on to resentment only traps you in a cycle of suffering, replaying the pain over and over again in your mind. When you forgive, you reclaim your peace and your power, refusing to let the past define your future. Forgiveness requires courage. It means standing in the truth of what has happened to you, recognizing how deeply it hurt, and yet deciding that you will not allow that pain to control your life. It is about releasing the grip that anger has on your soul, not for the sake of the person who wronged you, but for your own healing. The act of forgiving is deeply personal. It is not something you do for others, it is something you do for yourself, to find peace and to reclaim your sense of wholeness. However, forgiveness does not mean you forget. You don't erase the lessons that came from the hardship, nor do you minimize the impact it had on your life. The lessons you learn from the pain are invaluable. They shape you, teach you about your boundaries, your strength, and what you will and will not accept. Forgiveness is not about going back to the way things were. It's about moving forward with a deeper understanding of who you are and what you deserve. You carry those lessons with you, using them to guide you into a better, more empowered version of yourself. Forgiving someone doesn't mean they get to stay in your life. It doesn't mean you open the door to more hurt. Forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same thing. You can forgive and still choose to protect yourself from further harm. Forgiveness is about inner peace. It's about releasing the burden of hatred and anger, but it doesn't require you to continue a relationship with those who have hurt you. You can forgive from a distance. You can release the resentment without inviting someone back into your space. There's also the matter of forgiving yourself. We are often our harshest critics, holding on to guilt, shame, and regret for things we've done or mistakes we've made. But just as you offer forgiveness to others, you must extend that grace to yourself. No one is perfect. We all stumble, we all fail, we all make decisions that we later regret. Holding on to self-blame keeps you stuck in the past, preventing you from growing into the person you are meant to become. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-love, a recognition that you are human and deserving of the same compassion you offer to others. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, it's a process. Sometimes you have to forgive again and again as the memories resurface or the pain lingers. It's a daily choice to release the bitterness, to let go of the desire for revenge, and to choose peace. The journey of forgiveness can be long and winding, but every step you take toward it brings you closer to freedom. Remember that forgiveness is not a weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It is a declaration that you will not be bound by the actions of others or by your own mistakes. It is an act of liberation, a way of saying that you are no longer willing to carry the heavy burden of the past. You are freeing yourself to live fully in the present, to embrace joy, peace, and the fullness of life. It is not an easy path, but it is a path worth walking, because on the other side of forgiveness is the freedom to be at peace, both with others and with yourself. In this world, there will always be darkness, whether it's in the form of hardship, pain, or injustice. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by it, to feel as though the shadows around us are too large to overcome. But even in the darkest of times, there is a light within each of us. That light may flicker, it may seem small or fragile, but it is there. It is your kindness, your compassion, your ability to see others' pain and respond with empathy. It is the spark of hope that refuses to be extinguished no matter how tough things get. And that light, no matter how small it may seem, can make a profound difference in the world around you. Being a light doesn't mean that you have to be perfect or that you must always have everything figured out. It simply means choosing to act with love, with generosity, and with grace, even when life is difficult. It's the small acts of kindness that can illuminate someone else's path. Sometimes it's as simple as offering a kind word, a listening ear, or a helping hand. You may never know the full impact of your actions, but they can ripple outward in ways you cannot imagine. A smile, a gesture of support, or a moment of understanding can brighten someone's day, and sometimes it's exactly what they need to find their own way through the darkness. In choosing to be a light, you also take on a responsibility. When you shine, you give others permission to shine as well. Your courage to show kindness in the face of cruelty, to show patience when others might give in to frustration, serves as an example. It inspires those around you, reminding them that even in the midst of challenges, we all have the power to make a positive difference. Your light can ignite a chain reaction of kindness, where one person's warmth leads to another's, and soon the darkness begins to recede. But being a light doesn't always come easily. There will be times when you feel drained, when life's challenges seem to dim your spirit. In those moments, remember that your light doesn't have to burn brightly all the time. It's okay to feel tired, to need to recharge, to rest. Being a light in the world doesn't mean ignoring your own needs or pretending everything is always fine. It means knowing that your capacity for love and compassion is still there, even in moments when it feels hidden. Take care of yourself so that you can continue to shine for others. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary if you want to sustain your ability to give to the world. Sometimes the world will test your light. You will encounter situations that challenge your ability to be kind, to be patient, to be understanding. There will be times when others hurt you, when people disappoint you, or when injustice seems unbearable. In those moments, it can be tempting to give in to anger, bitterness, or hopelessness, but that's when your light is needed most. It's easy to be kind when everything is going well, but true strength lies in choosing to remain compassionate when life is hard. That doesn't mean ignoring injustice or pretending that everything is okay. It means responding to difficulty with integrity, with a heart that seeks to heal rather than to harm. Your light can also shine through the way you stand up for others. There will be people in this world who are overlooked, marginalized, or mistreated, and your voice, your support, can be a beacon of hope for them. When you use your light to advocate for fairness, to stand with those who are vulnerable, you are contributing to a world where love and justice prevail over hatred and division. Even when the change seems small, even when it feels like your efforts are just a drop in the ocean, know that every act of kindness, every stand for what's right adds up. Together, these actions form a wave of light that can transform the world. In a world that sometimes feels harsh, your light is a reminder that goodness still exists. It reminds others that love is still possible, that people still care, and that we are all connected in this human experience. You don't have to change the entire world in one grand gesture. Start with the world around you, with your family, your friends, your community. Shine in the spaces you occupy, and slowly that light will spread. Your presence, your actions, your love can brighten the lives of those around you in ways you may never fully understand. So hold on to your light. Guard it, nourish it, and let it shine brightly. The world needs it. And in sharing your light, you create a space for others to find their way out of the darkness, to recognize their own power to shine, and together you make the world a little bit brighter for everyone. We all carry within us the desire to live lives that are full of meaning and purpose, but too often we let fear or uncertainty stop us from pursuing the dreams that ignite our hearts. We hesitate, second guess, or wait for the perfect moment, telling ourselves that we're not ready or that someday in the future we'll go after what we truly want. But here's the truth: life doesn't wait. If you keep postponing your dreams, waiting for everything to be just right, you'll find that the perfect time never arrives. The only time we ever truly have is now. Your dreams are not random, they are whispers from your soul guiding you toward your true path. You were given these dreams for a reason. They are a reflection of your unique gifts, your passions, and your potential. Yet many people let their dreams fade, not because they lack talent or ability, but because they allow fear to stop them from taking the first step. But pursuing your dreams is not about having everything figured out from the start. It's about beginning the journey, trusting that you'll figure things out along the way. The most important thing you can do is start, even if you're unsure of where the path will lead. It's important to understand that the pursuit of a dream is not always easy. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. You may face criticism, rejection, or failure, but none of these things should deter you. In fact, they are part of the process. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of perseverance. Every person who has achieved their dreams has faced moments when they could have given up, when it seemed too hard or too far away. But what separates those who realize their dreams from those who don't is the willingness to keep going, even when the road is difficult. Fear will always try to hold you back. It will whisper in your ear that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail. But fear is not a reason to stop. It's a sign that you're pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone, that you're growing. The more you step outside of what feels safe and familiar, the more you expand your potential. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. And as you take each step toward your dreams, that fear will begin to lose its power. You will discover that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the permission to dream big. Don't limit your aspirations because you're afraid of failing or because you don't see how they could happen. The how is not your job to figure out all at once. Your job is to believe in the possibility of your dreams and to take consistent action toward them. When you do, doors will open that you didn't even know were there. Opportunities will arise that you couldn't have predicted. Life has a way of supporting those who are brave enough to pursue what they truly want. But chasing your dreams is not just about achieving some distant goal. It's about the person you become along the way. The pursuit itself is transformative. It challenges you to grow, to stretch, to learn. It teaches you resilience, creativity, and resourcefulness. It helps you discover strengths you didn't know you had. The journey toward your dreams is as important as the destination because it's through the journey that you evolve into the best version of yourself. Don't be afraid to take risks. Playing it safe may seem comfortable, but it often leads to a life of regret. The pain of never trying is far greater than the pain of failing. When you look back on your life, it won't be the things you tried and failed at that you regret. It will be the things you didn't do, the dreams you didn't chase, the opportunities you didn't seize. Life is short, and the time to live your dreams is now. You don't have to have everything in place to begin. Just take the first step and trust that the path will unfold as you go. Surround yourself with people who encourage your dreams, who believe in your potential, and who support your journey. There will always be those who doubt you, who tell you that your dreams are unrealistic or too big. But those voices are not the ones you need to listen to. Find the people who see your vision, who understand your heart, and who remind you of your strength when you start to doubt yourself. Having a support system can make all the difference when the road gets tough. Remember, your dreams matter. They are not frivolous or unattainable. They are the guiding stars that point you toward your purpose. You don't have to settle for a life that doesn't inspire you, a life that feels small or unfulfilled. You have the power to create a life that reflects your deepest passions and desires, but it requires action. It requires the courage to chase your dreams now, not someday. So take the leap. Trust yourself. And begin the journey today, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the life you were meant to live.